Alrighty, I'm back once again. It's been a while since I did something on esport, or in fact, just League of Legends on my channel. But I just want to run through what I think about the current state of the LCS in particular. I think it's stale, it's boring, it's the same, it's poke, it's AP supports, it's jungle focused constantly. It's just so boring right now. Um, it's the same story each time. Maybe Cloud9 got a chance this year to do something special, but I'm really not thinking this season is going to go any way better than any other seasons for Western scene. And SKT looks great. Korea looks really good. Uh, so it's really hard to find any positivity around the European or the North American LCS. I think it's actually sometimes it's just a little pathetic to watch because you can't really tell the difference between the seasons in the macro play, in the way teams are playing it. It's pretty much it's the goddamn same story each time. They're not making a difference in the macro game. They might in a 1v1 be good enough. In a team fight they won't win against the Koreans. It's so sad, but it doesn't happen. You can't out team fight them. It's the same thing that keeps Europe North American teams behind. They can't team fight as well for one reason or another. Communication probably, and egos. But just watching right now, just League of Legends, it's in itself, it's so stupid to watch. It's the same redundant thing each season. Yeah, I like the fact that they've widened their imagination of what they can do with League of Legends, with bringing testing grounds, if you want, with opening the scene a little more and trying out stuff. Eventually they had to do it since the scene was getting too big and the demand was high enough. I really think in a way they should completely remove the masteries, the keystones. I think it's a stupid system. It doesn't function the way I think it should be. It has too great of an impact on way too many champions. Basically, in my opinion, if you wanted to do this shit, you should make it, which I've said several times before, you should make it to each individual class, not champion, but they've specified which classes, like roguish champion, stealth-based champion, bruiser, such things. You have them in categories. Why not apply the nerfs, the buffs, all those things to those specific? So when you're nerfing you're not nerfing the entire spectre of all the champions who doesn't need a nerf. I think it's too hard to balance it, and if you want to keep it competitive, I think it's really bad. But that's just me. I know people think it's kind of, well, then you're on the same page as everybody else who's playing the game. Well, that's a fantasy, because these guys are playing for millions of dollars. It's their livelihood. You can't mess it up with doing such. It's quite unprofessional in my mind. But I just hate the fact that Riot are trying to change everything constantly between the seasons, making reworks after reworks, which is not fitting anywhere. It's not working at all. And basically, half the champions are going to get reworked once again in a half year's time, because they're not not relevant at all. And then they mix up the jungle each fucking season. It's like they can't settle on what on earth the neutral buffs or the jungle itself, just the timers. It's the same goddamn story. There's no consistency in it. Why do they have to change it all the time? Just keep it simple, and at least remove those plants. It's really stupid to watch. I can accept the trinkets, but anything besides that, it's so unnecessary added material, if you want to say extra material to a movie which we've seen too many times now. It doesn't benefit the scene, at least not the esports side at all, which I think is like the mainstay for me, at least for League of Legends. I don't care about the games else, and right now when I'm watching, you can predict each and every fucking draft. It's so boring. It's you don't even need a coach right now, because you can't make proper impact in the draft, because there are so many of the same kind of champions who are just borderline too good compared to the others. And I wanted at least making a competitive or a class role class, whatever, a specified nerfing system, or at least an esports specified nerfing system, because it's too stupid, this thing. And you can clearly see that Riot are attempting to make things better and better and changing up items. They want constant change, and I think half the time it's not even working. They're too slow to react. They're bad at testing the things on the PvE. There's so many times you can see a new patch coming out with champions that are so broken, but nonetheless it takes forever for them to change it up, like for real, change it up. And actually, right now, you could argue for that it's not so much a team game as it has been before, with the champions being used. It's quite individual, reliant. It's not, in my opinion, it requires some coordination, but most of it is due to the poke coming out and the zone control. It's just, I just don't think it's in a way it's so limited what you can do against these comps, that I think I just don't think for me it doesn't seem so as skilled as it should be, as it has been in other seasons, previous seasons of at least the esports side of League of Legends. And the shit is constantly getting down to basically win the early game, or stall out. And the Western scene sucks at closing games, so it stalls out. It centers around Baron, which is so boring to watch for now, the 7th season in a row. This Baron thing, it could be actually be fun to see if they removed that Baron. What would happen of the major buffs in itself. It's actually limiting some of the teams a lot, since they don't have great shot calling or timing on what and when to do each thing. It's really almost tampering with the players' ability to close out games, and it's exciting when it comes down to those final fights, but it's goddamn boring as a spectator, because it's the same. It's exciting maybe as a player, but that's not really poor entertainment. And the problem is, it has been the same problem for so many years. I just don't like it, to be honest. And many of these comps, since they are so similar in what they are trying to accomplish, once one of them are getting behind, unless the other team can't figure out how to close out or lack range, so they can't siege, they're basically done, the other team, if they have a similar comp. So many of it, way too many things relies on the early game, and I think it's the wrong kind of jungle impact right now. At least for me, I'm not that thrilled about the type of junglers. It's too, for me, it's too simple, the amount of junglers or jungle types of champions that are being picked. It's not diverse at all, which none of the lanes champion pools are at the moment, but there's nothing exciting about it. It's not like you can pick up something amazing and do something with it. It's really hard to do right now, and it's way too tank heavy, and that's due to the keystones and items not being properly matched in accordance to the esports side of the League of Legends, which again ties together. So for me, it's really hard to keep focused. It doesn't help at all that it's been played in the weekend, since it's hard enough just to keep up with a lot of the matches. While for me, I'm a sports guy, it's really hard to keep up with it. Too many matches, too many things going around, too many players being substituted left and right, and actually also, most of all, no way you can hype at least me up for the seasons when you can see the team's macro play and team fighting ability isn't getting any better since prior seasons. It's just the same thing running in cycles. So at least for me, I think it wouldn't make me feel, it wouldn't break my world if League of Legends kind of derailed as an esport game in 1 or 2 years, since except for the major finals, it just seems so insignificant due to the amount of matches and bad scheduling and stale meta, bad balancing, and boring in-game, because it's the same thing each game. And I know it's kind of the League of Legends that's going on in a lot of games, but it's the exact same things being played out in each game. There's no real other way to do it right now. So yeah, it just sucks. But I hope you enjoyed the video and want to check out other videos on my channel. See you.